So, does Aquaman sink or does it swim? Ignoring my corny intro, what is going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clock Master. Today we will be reviewing Aquaman. So the basic plot for Aquaman, we're having Arthur Curry post-Justice League doing what Arthur Curry does, saving the little man, if you want to say that, going around, and then he's approached by Mera, and then she lets him know that Atlantis is in grave danger and they need their true king back. That's pretty much the gist of the story. I don't want to get too detailed into the story for the plot, for spoilers, or anything like that, so you guys need to check out. So I'm just gonna get straight to it, guys. What did I think about Aquaman? I enjoyed this movie. I thought this movie is one of the best DC movies that we've seen so far. Definitely my favorite up until this movie has been Wonder Woman, and I think Wonder Woman still is a little bit above for me, but Aquaman is coming pretty close, if not a little bit above, and for a couple of reasons too. So the main story that they're using in this, they took a lot of inspiration from the New 52 storyline from Jeff Johns, from the other story arc, not the other story arc, from the Trench story arc, also to the Throne of Atlantis story arc, and a few other things as well, and they took a lot of those stories and try to combine it into this movie, also adding their own twist onto things. So if you guys want to get an insight as to, or something for comparison purposes, you guys can read the Throne of Atlantis and also read the Trent from Jeff Johns, and you'll kind of get a little comparison there. However, they did change around quite a few of Arthur Curry's plot points and certain things for the characters, which I won't get into detail right now because of spoilers, but just for the sake of that, they did change around some things that I would consider major about the character, or at least the character's story and you know, his history. They did change around a couple of things, but it was able to work, and I see how they can set up for a sequel and how they can take care of some of those things that they addressed here. The movie was fresh, guys. The movie was a breath of fresh air. It was amazing. Literally, the soundtrack from Rupert Gregson-Williams fit the movie. It's not my favorite soundtrack for sure by him. I think his best one out of all the DC ones that he's done so far, which is Wonder Woman, and this one would have to be Wonder Woman because that one had a lot more memorable tracks on there. However, the soundtrack on this movie did do well and did the movie justice. Everything from the colors, I think James Wan did a great job with the directing style. The colors, the fight scenes were done very well. When they had dialogue underneath the water, I felt that was handled properly, and I felt it was handled in a more realistic and scientific way as to how sound will travel underwater. Also, the fight scenes I thought were clean and crisp. I thought a lot of the fight scenes were so much better and had a lot of intensity to it. We didn't really see Arthur Curry do too much fight scenes in Justice League that were really cool. This movie really made up for that. They turned Arthur Curry into a beast, let's just say that. And not to mention the suit, guys. The suit is comic book gold. Like, literally, the suit is amazing. The trident is amazing. Some of the plot that they used for this was amazing. Amber Heard as Mera, she was also very amazing in this movie, and I felt she did the character she did the character justice. I want to see more Mera stuff. Black Manta was really cool. They didn't do much with Black Manta in this movie as much as I wanted them to. However, we're definitely going to see Black Manta again. Just to point that out, we're definitely going to see Black Manta again. They're going to take that story to a whole new level. Now, the things that I didn't like about the film, I can't talk about it because it is spoiler related. So guys, I'm getting into spoiler territory now, so if you guys want to click off the video, click off the video. But long and short, guys, if you're leaving the video now, I'm gonna rate this movie an 8 out of 10. I felt a lot of this movie was enjoyable. The comedic moments were amazing. Jason Momoa was awesome as Aquaman, and he did very good justice to the character, man. Like, he added some layers and depth to that character that we haven't seen in the comic books, and he just brought a lot of fun with the character, man. Jason Momoa was the perfect choice for Aquaman, guys, and I think you will enjoy this movie if you have not seen it yet. Even if you're not a comic book fan, if you've never read any Aquaman comic books, this movie does a really good job at explaining some things with some, you know, with the character and what he can do. So all in all, guys, 8 out of 10. Maybe I'll give it about a B+, around there. That's it for the non-spoiler sections. I'm in the spoiler section now. You've been warned, spoiler section. So what I did not like about the film was two things that I thought was very important to Arthur Curry as a character, and that is the death of his mother and the death of his father. In this movie, both of them are alive. We thought that Queen Atlanta was dead in the beginning, and then we found out towards the end that she wasn't dead and that she was actually alive, and that she was stuck in the hidden kingdom, the hidden Sea Kingdom, and the father did not die at all in this. In the New 52 comic book line, which a lot of people kind of disregard, but in the comic books, I'm more referring to the New 52 line. Black Manta is the one that gets in a fight with Aquaman's dad, because he was hired by Dr. Stephen Chin, which we did see in this movie, hired by Dr. Stephen Chin, and then within a fight with his dad, his father died of a heart attack in the hospital, and then Arthur goes for revenge, ends up accidentally killing Black Manta's father, and that's what makes them like arch nemesis, like makes them enemies. In this movie, they did that a little bit differently with the whole father situation, killing situation, but Aquaman's father was still alive by the end of the movie, and I think the death of his parents, of his biological parents, are one of the most important things about developing Aquaman as a character, because certain decisions that he makes as the Aquaman is based off of both his father dying and the death of his mother. So those are two things that make the character, in my opinion, what really develops that character, makes him who he is. They didn't do that. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I'm okay with whatever. It's just that I would have preferred if they did that, because I thought that that part of the story is very important to the character. But you know, they have their reasons. But besides that, overall, guys, this movie was fantastic, and I enjoyed myself. I'm going to be seeing it again next week. I'm going to take my grandfather to see it after Christmas, and it's just going to be awesome, man. I definitely man, we had a lot of movies. It's definitely my top 3 of all the movies that I've seen this year, superhero, comic book related stuff. Definitely my top 3 of all of this entire year, man, within the last 2 years actually. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's just my brief thoughts and overview and review of this movie. I didn't want to get too much into details for certain things because I don't want to make the video too long, but hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. I just said thank you so much twice. Anyways, Clockmaster out.